Yeah. You're working on the 5 elements. It's good.
Working on the 5 elements. Okay. Hey
Plant
there,
is perfect,
everyone.
right?
It's Dianna Lane, intuitive transformation coach, and I've got someone really special. I managed to get him on Zoom with us. We're really lucky. And so he's live from New York City and now currently in Chiang Mai. He looks like he's in a pharmacy, doesn't he? But it was got plants. It's nature's pharmacy, full of plants too. So the question for all of us, right, which is a question that I think a lot of us are keen to know the answer to, is what water is best for us to drink? And there's so many kinds of water available for us, but what water is there to drink? Do we drink alkaline water? Do we drink distilled water? Do we drink mineral water? Or I shared the answer, spring water. But how do we get spring water? So without further ado, my really, really good friend, mentor, teacher, I am Alexander.
Okay. So first I want to share what my foundation, my work is based on the foundation of the ancient sciences. So if you look at the ancient sciences, that's what I base my work and my programs on. So before I get into that, I have a question for you, and I think you'll know the answers. 3 questions, simple questions, right?
Pop quiz, I didn't sign up for this, oh my God, okay.
Well, because I want to prove a point for, because there's going to be a lot of people who say ancient science, ancient systems are not scientific, etc. They're woo-woo, stuff like that. So here's a simple way I can prove that it's not. So red wine or red grapes, what does modern science say it's good for today?
Yeah, they say it's good for the heart because of resveratrol in the skin.
Wow, you're really smart. You actually know the exact answer to that one. Okay, what is pomegranates good for?
Pomegranate, I believe, is really good for people with urinary tract infection. Yeah, so.
What else?
I will have to check Google.
Okay, Google. All right, I'll give you this one. Okay, so,
I'm guessing now. I'm like, I don't want to be wrong.
All right, maybe that was a little difficult one. All right, the third one, I'm sure you're gonna know. Tomatoes, red tomatoes. What are they good for?
Okay, they're rich in lycopene, and they're good for the eyes and the skin because of vitamin A.
So they say people in Italy suffer the least amount of what health condition?
Heart condition?
Yeah. So they say because of the tomatoes, they eat a lot of tomatoes, right? So they barely have any heart issues, people who live in Italy.
Is that true?
So what's that? This is modern science, right? So pomegranate is also one that they say is good for the heart.
Okay.
Right. So you see those 3 things, science have shown that those 3 things, 3 fruits, these are fruits, yes. Those 3 fruits are good for the heart. Right, but if you go back to the ancient system of the 5 element theory, or it's actually not a theory, it's spiritual science, right? And they say red colored fruits, vegetables, herbs, etc., are good for the heart. So how did they know thousands of years before modern science knew?
Okay.
So this is a way you can see that, ancient science already knew that red fruits, vegetables, etc., was very good for the heart or for the blood, right? For the cardiovascular system. And then modern science is telling people, okay, drink a glass of wine a day, or drink, have some, red grapes, or here's these supplements that contain, what was that thing that it contains in the red grapes?
Resveratrol.
There you go. so drink that, etc. So this is a way, because a lot of people don't think of like the yogic systems and the qigong and traditional Chinese medicine and the Taoist systems. They don't think that those are scientific systems. They think somebody made it up. I don't know what but it's very scientific.
And traditional Chinese medicine has a history of 5,000 years or more, right? Or is it 500 years? 5,000?
No. At least 1,500 years, at least. Probably more, but at least 1,500 years.
Okay.
At least. No, some people say more, but most people agree that it's at least 1,500 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
on Wikipedia itself, it says
uh-huh.
Traditional Chinese medicine is a style of traditional medicine built on a foundation of more than 2,500 years of Chinese medical practice.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So 2,000, even more, 2,500 years, right? So in modern science, it's barely 150 years old. So the foundation of what I do is based on the ancient system. And then I incorporate some of the modern systems.
So like something with a longer track record. And the key is also to learn from those who really are super healthy and strong and vibrant. And I think
the key is also to learn from authentic people who actually know the ancient systems. Just like the modern systems, there's a lot of people that are false in the modern systems. Same with the ancient systems. Just because someone says they're an acupuncturist doesn't really mean they know how to use acupuncture the what I would call the real way, even though it's an ancient system, right? Because you can go for one acupuncturist, not get any results, and then you go to another acupuncturist and get amazing results, right? And they both are doing it very differently. So even in the ancient systems today, you have to look at where they learned it from, how are they applying it, etc. So you can't say that acupuncture doesn't work based on a person, a certain practitioner doing it, and they're not getting good results. You have to look at the system itself.
Their system, I didn't know. I thought acupuncture would be one system. I don't go regularly myself, so the closest thing I would have to compare is the acupressure massage, which I do go for. And yes, for sure, one masseuse to the next masseuse. Generally in Singapore, I find them pretty good, but then they'll be just in terms of really good and good in Singapore anyway.
Right. So when I'm talking about system, I'm talking about the original system, where it came from, not where somebody went to some school and they learned it and they're saying it's the original system. So when I talk about ancient systems, I'm talking about going back in time when it was authentic and it was scientific, and the people who continued it the same way, the scientific way, based on the ancient way of doing scientific stuff, which is different than the modern way of doing things scientifically. It's just a different approach.
How scientific did they get? Because I think at the end of the day, I just feel like every practice or every system came from experimentation. They tried this out. If it worked, continue, or then we modify. So basically, based on results, right? I don't know how they.
No, they had a theory. They followed a specific theory, and based on that theory that they had, that's where you would say they made experimentation. So it wasn't like they threw something in the air, and if it fell down faster, then that's what it was. That's not scientific. That is just like making stuff up. They had a theory, or they had a specific way of understanding plants and how these plants work. And then by understanding how these plants work, so let's say red, for example, and they're understanding the human physiology, and they said, okay, if we combine these two together, then this is what's going to happen. And then they experimented, and they found, okay, this is what worked, this is what didn't work. And they had different schools that they tried different things, but they followed a specific theory. They just didn't make up stuff.
So it sounds like a scientific method. They come up with a theory and then they basically they test it. And then at the end, you know, when you get results, this theory is no longer theory. It is
right. But it's based on already established systems. So they understood plants, right? Then they understood the human body. And then they said, okay, let's combine the two. It's just like modern medicine, right? They take, you know, the plant, whatever is the curative part of the plant, and they make a synthetic part of it, right? They synthesize it synthetically, and then they sell it and they give it, and they're saying, okay, this plant has this thing that's good for heart conditions, let's put it in a pill format, but it's synthetic. It's the same thing. I mean, same, but similar. I won't say it's the same. But for example, acupuncturists, right? At that time, when they put needles into someone, they actually knew where the lines were, the energetic line. You know, they actually knew where it was, and they can sense if it shifts on a person, if they have to put it a little more to the left, a little bit more to the right. There was actually a method of doing that. So most acupuncturists and back in the day, let's say 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they didn't follow a chart. The person that was in front of them was the chart. They would trace the points or the meridian lines on the person because they knew how to do it. That's how, you know, so they had to develop that skill, the skill they needed to develop. So yeah, so let's get back to water, right? So we're talking about water. So I just wanted to share that, you know, why I'm saying, you know, because basically what I'm going to share about water is based on ancient systems. So what is the best water? And the best water is energized water. So I know you said spring water is the best water, but spring water naturally is energized or structured. The more structured the water is, means the more energized it is. So the higher the vibration of the water, or the higher electric potential is in the water. So if you're drinking water that's highly energized versus tap water, which is not so energized, then in that relationship, the tap water, which is either not energized, if it's energized, it's going to be structured. If it's structured, it's going to be energized. Then that water is going to be chaotic water. So you can say that structured water versus tap water, structured water is alive water, tap water is dead water. Now, according to the yogic sciences, they say that our human body is made up of 72% of the water element. So they have their own 5 elements, and their 72% is made of the water element. So that means most of your body is made of water, right? And then current science have discovered that the molecules inside our body is made up of 99% water. So, you know, we have the atoms, the molecules, the quantum particles, you know, how that goes. So the molecules inside our body, so inside the cell, there's molecules, is made up of 99% of water. Now the question is, how do you reach, when you're drinking water, how does that water that you're drinking reach the molecule level? Can you take a guess?
We have aquaporins, which is the water channels on the cell membrane.
Yeah, but how does it penetrate so deeply?
It goes through the cell membrane to enter the cell. And I think there's water.
So when water is highly structured, the molecules are broken down to smaller and smaller and smaller pieces.
Microclusters, right? Like
yeah. There you go. So in order to penetrate all the way down to the level of the molecules, the water needs to be highly structured. Otherwise, it doesn't penetrate all the way through.
Do you mention water potential? Okay, I'm a little bit confused, but what happens is that what I'm getting you say is that structured water is has the right
It's highly more absorbable.
right.
A lot more absorbable. And when we're talking about hydrating our body, we're talking about hydrating all the way down to the molecular level. Because if you can drink a lot of water, and let's say it's dead water, right? So let's say chaotic water is considered dead water, right? So if you're drinking, you can drink 20, 30 liters a day. It's just going to go in and go out. It's not going to really get absorbed. And then your body is going to hold up. It's not. Your body's going to hold on to more and more water. And this is also been proven by modern science. So if people want to check it out, they can do a search online, and they can find that out.
There's so many things there. So one thing is about we need to drink energized water, which is spring water, which is structured water. So energized / structured water. And
well,
then
energized, if it's energized, it's structured. It can be one without the other. It's just that the more energized, the more structured. It's just a level of measuring. But energized and structured is one of the same.
how is it linked to, and there are many different ways in which we can energize water, right? And
right.
One of the evidence is like Dr. Emoto's work, the Japanese researcher. Yeah, he took pictures of water that's been blessed, or water that has nice music played to it, or water that has been said good things to, or they write down the words to the water. And so that whole process energized the water and structured the water. And then when you took the photo at a very low temperature, then you have beautiful formations, right? So
so that's what's called structured, because they're nice and structured. Static would mean it's all over the place. It doesn't look nice.
And dead water is, and I keep trying to tell my family members, like, you know, I was just talking about it in my Facebook Live video. It's like there are a lot of scientific advances that are good, and there's a lot of so-called scientific advances that are really not good. And I'm so fed up personally. I'm just so fed up. It's like, forget about all these advances. Like, just go back to nature, go back to simplicity. Like, you know, what I'm talking about is like processed foods, you know, and I'm addicted to some processed foods, like instant noodles. Unfortunately, there'll be some times where I really want to eat it. And the microwave, which was an invention about 50 or so years ago, and everyone had a microwave, and the microwave still exists in many offices right now, right? And then later on they tell us, oh, it's gonna kill all the food substances. It's gonna make everything dead, and it changes the water to make it dead water. So that's when I made the decision. Yeah, it's really convenient, but I got rid of my microwave. So then, dead water. What is dead water?
So dead water means that there's barely any energy in it, because water still has energy, but it's, I would say, a very low amount of energy.
And this energy is also like chi and information, right?
Right. Energy could be, no, information is separate. Well, chi is information, but when we're talking about energy, energized, that's one part. Information is another part that water does. That is separate. You know, because let's say if you have energized water, structured water, then you can put in different types of information in there.
Oh.
So I mean, so like you put in, I love you, it's gonna one structure, right? If you put in, I hate you, that's information still in the water, right? And then it's gonna be chaotic. It's not gonna be a nice structure, right? So information is separate. You can put in good information or bad information in the water. And information can change the structure of the water. It can make it structured or chaotic. So yeah, so that's why information is a little bit, it's separate, because you can put in any information in it. But usually if the water is structured, it has some good information, and you can add even, you know, more information in there, because it can hold a lot of information.
That's so interesting. I mean? And so one of the coolest inventions in Singapore maybe I should not talk about it.
Why? Go ahead. Go ahead. You can talk about it.
I don't want to talk about anything religious or political or anything like that. But one of the things happening in Singapore is that we have new water, which is they've taken the poo and the pee out of the water and clean the water by reverse osmosis. And so it's coming through our tap water now.
So they structure it, put it through your own machine.
I definitely have my own machine for sure.
No, I'm saying, so you take that water and you just structure it and then you're fine. I mean, it's not the best like coming from the mountains and the streams, but you know, you do the best that you can do, right?
Yeah, so definitely have a filter to clean the water, but it's...
Because some parts in this world, they have a shortage of water. So what do? How are they going to drink? Right? This is the first time, I think, in the past 5,000 years that we have over or close to 7.5 billion people. So there's a lot of parts on this planet where there's, you know, I don't know the exact number, but it's in the millions or maybe in the billions of people who have a shortage of water.
Again, science, you know, because the truth be told, like, we shouldn't have to pay for water, you know, by right, we should be drinking our own spring water.
Right.
Our water shouldn't be polluted. We shouldn't have to clean our water. They shouldn't have to pollute our water. Yeah, I just feel like, it's just this same old thing. We shouldn't have to pay for our water, but it is what it is. And
so you put in a machine in your home or some kind of structured water technology, and you structure your water, and that's it. You don't have to buy bottled water. You just use it from the tap.
So for me, I use Diamond Energy water, but I'm using the old model. So when it goes, like when it reached the end of its lifespan, I will probably switch to another machine. So what filter do you recommend?
I use a simple one, and it's portable, but it really doesn't matter as long as it's structured. You can buy a $10,000 one or a $500 one, as long as it works.
I don't think it's common knowledge is structured. What filter do you use? I like Berkeley, but Berkeley, I don't know if it structures the water.
I don't know if it structures the water. That's the thing. So to me, energy is first. So energy is first. Then after that, you can do whatever you want. Because even if you have filtered water, if it's filtered dead water, what does it matter? You know, it's still, okay, you're not getting some of the chemicals. Yeah, but you, to be honest, you cannot really remove 100% of everything in there.
Yeah, so it's probably 99.
So you're still getting something, but over time, that something's still bad, you know? You know, when you take a shower, 10-minute shower in the water, you're absorbing 7 glasses of water just for 10 minutes. So even if you have a filtered shower, even if it's a little bit in there, let's say 1%, you're getting 7 glasses of 1% of something that's toxic.
So there is a structured water?
Many people are saying that structured water cancels out the toxins.
Right.
So they're saying you don't even need a filter if you're using structured water apparatus because the structure actually changes, cancels out the chemicals.
Yeah, as evidenced by my personal experimentation with the flashka bottle, like tap water tastes full of chemicals, and then the moment you put it in the flashka bottle, you don't taste, so it cancels out whatever.
Because the structure of a chemical is in a certain way, right? And then you structure it, you're changing the structure. Now it's something different. So if you go back that everything starts with energy, if you change the energy, then the chemistry is going to change. Right? So, but some people like to put both, so they put the structure and their, you know, the filter. It's okay. But as long as, for me, the longest the foundation, the first part is structured. After that, do what you want.
So you use a portable water filter. What's the brand do you use?
I have a, I'll show it to you right now.
So structured water is a molecular arrangement of water molecules that exists when water is near hydrophilic.
So this is what I use.
Right.
Simple, portable, lifetime guarantee pretty much. They go to structuredwatertech.com, they can find it. Structuredwatertech.com. And you pour it in the water, it comes out from here. And they have a shower one, you put it on the shower. So I just pour it in here and it structures the water.
Right. So it's structured tech.
Structuredwatertech.com. They have different types, but this I like because I travel and it's simple, easy. I can take it anywhere.
Does it take a long time to get it?
Where?
I mean, for the water to go through it. Yeah.
No, it's like a funnel.
Oh, so you put
like
whatever water through this funnel.
Yeah, you can put juice if you want. You can put anything. I just keep it strictly water because if you're going to put juice, you got to make sure you clean it, you know.
Yep.
But with water, it's simple.
I agree. Same thing for my flashka water. Like, I only use water inside because, you know, once you use something else, you really have to clean it really, really well.
Right. So that's it. Simple. And the more times you pour it through, the more structured it gets. I think the top amount is 6 times, they say. Then it's the highest amount of.
Is this portable unit around $249?
I guess so. I don't know, whatever the price is over there.
Yeah, it looks different. I got the website.
Yeah, they have several different ones, and this one also can be in different colors, maybe white, green.
Yeah, see the white one.
Yeah. So, yeah, whatever it is.
And they mentioned that structured water is meant to elevate your energy levels, digestion and regularity, enzymes that help with nutrient absorption, concentration, muscle contraction, positive.
Well, think about it. Why does it help with nutrient absorption?
Water is critically important for practically every.
Yeah. But specifically, why structured water versus dead water? Because the molecules are much smaller, so they penetrate even deeper.
And I suppose its function is just better in every way. Like it's able to carry out its function better because it's in the right shape or structure, and it will be able to do its function. So every single bodily function would improve.
Because it goes deep inside, it hydrates. Because again, 72% of your body is made of the water element. So almost every part of your body has water in it. So if you can hydrate all those areas, and plus it's energized, so that means it has energy. Plus, if it has good information, it's going all the way to the molecular level, even deeper than that.
What do you mean by molecular level? Like you're entering the cells, going
deeper. So what's after the cell? The molecules, right? And then there's the atoms, right? So the scientists have found that 99% of the molecules inside of our body is made of water. How do you hydrate the molecules in your body?
So I think we also have to share like simpler ways to, will it structure the water? Like putting a slice of lemon in water, right? I know it energizes the water. So it does structure the water.
And I think also makes it more alkaline. So if you put any kind of thing from nature
living
inside the water, it will energize it because it has information. But again, you have to remember, where's that lemon coming from? Right? Because you can take a lemon, and if it's genetically modified and it's full of herbicides, pesticides, and all of that stuff, so it's got all that bad information in there, or let's say toxic information in there, and then you're putting it in your water, what kind of water are you getting? So if you're taking, let's say, organic lemon versus a GMO lemon, you'll see that the organic lemon is a lot more structured, has more vibrancy in it than the other one. So the other thing you want to look at when you're drinking water is what information it has in there, right? So if you're eating a fruit or a vegetable that says we're not going to regerminate, what information are you putting in your body, right? You're saying to your body, okay, we're not going to have any offspring.
Mm.
So you can look at it from that point of view of what's the best type of fruits and vegetables to eat, GMO or non-GMO, right? Because GMO, seedless grapes or seedless this or does not, it doesn't, you know, you have to keep buying seeds again. It doesn't make seeds, right? So when the ancients talked about water, they talked about liquid. So that means liquid from your food, not only the water that you're drinking. So the fruits and vegetables. So here's something that you may find very interesting. Some of these structured water machines, when they use it for farming, so the water goes through the machine, and the water is the farm, right, the land. Some of these machines actually, let's say for the same plot of land, they can cut down the water by 70%. So that means if they used 100 liters, now they're only using 30 liters, and the growth is even bigger and more. So the fruits grow larger, and they get a lot more growth out of it. So that means the tree or the plants are getting hydrated only on 30%. So how much water do you need to drink if you're drinking structured water? Right? You'll find out that if you're drinking structured water, you'll drink a lot less water. Why? Because you are hydrating all the way down to the molecule level. Versus if it's tap water, you're just drinking and it's coming right out. So that's when you start experimenting. Okay, we say 10 cups, and then we say 8 cups, or we say half of your body weight of ounces in water. That's, to me, that's tap water, you know. But when you start working with structured water, then you'll find that you won't need that much. Now, if you're exercising, or if you're working hard, or if you're walking out in the hot sun, you're going to need more water. But if you're just, you know, going from your office into a cool AC place and then coming back out and driving in your car, you know, you may not need as much. And then if you're eating organic fruits and vegetables, and you're eating them raw, for example, then you're absorbing a lot of liquid from that too. So if it's highly structured and energized, those fruits and vegetables that you're eating, then you're hydrating yourself.
So the convention out there is they're saying how much water again? Half your body, what?
Half your body in ounces in water. So you take whatever you weigh in pounds, and you divide that. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you divide that into 2. That's 100 pounds, that's 100 ounces.
Yeah, we don't use ounces and pounds in Singapore.
Right.
So I need to convert.
So I don't know how to convert that into kg.
It's okay. But it's beautiful that I have 100 pounds, yeah. 200 pounds.
So you take 200 pounds, divide it into 2.
Right.
That's 100, and then you convert that into ounces, and that's how many ounces.
Right. So.
And then some people say water, you have to drink only water. Water is what counts. And then I say go to the different tribes in different parts of the world, and you see many of these tribes never drank water. They drank blood, they drank fermented stuff, you know, not real water. And then for those who talk about walking around with a gallon of water a day,
yeah,
I say, when in ancient times did you have a chance to walk around and drink a gallon of water a day? when in ancient times did you have time to sip on water, every hour, right? You woke up in the morning, you drink your water, and then you walk for like 5 hours, and then when you got to your destination, you drank some more water, right? And on the way, you saw if you were lucky and you saw some fruit, you ate some fruit. So the drinking, sipping on water is a modern thing. If you looked in ancient times, there wasn't the opportunity to sip on water.
But what about the whole idea that we need to drink more water because we need to flush out, because they're having a lot more toxins and pollutants in our body? Like,
so understand. So these toxins go in deep into your cells, right? They're not floating around in your gut system as much. They're going deep into your cells. So how does the water reach into the deep of your cells if it's not structured?
So this level of water to drink, I think it's very personal, isn't it? Like this.
No, it is personal, but what I'm saying is that you're drinking a lot of water, but it's not reaching because toxins usually go in deep into your cells. They're hiding. They're not hanging around, right? So you really have to find them. So when you're drinking regular tap water, for example, or let's call it dead water, right? It's not penetrating deep enough to reach a lot of the toxins.
So if you're drinking structured water, will it eliminate?
It will penetrate. Why? Because it's flushing out. Because because the way your body works, the molecules is made of 99% water, right? So it's going to hold on to 99% of the water that it has until you give it new water. So once new water comes in, the stagnant water goes out. Stagnant water has all their garbage and stuff, etc., comes out, and the clean water stays in. All right. So even if you're drinking a lot of 1 gallon of water, a bottled water, right, that's a day, you're not reaching all the way down to the molecule level.
Shall we talk a little bit about the different kinds of water and why it's important to avoid them?
Which one?
Okay, number 1, distilled water.
Okay, so distilled water is basically dead water.
100% pure H2O. Why is it dead?
I don't know what that is. Distilled water because it has, when in nature do you walk around with, do you find distilled water? I know there's an argument out there that distilled water is good for you, right? But where is it in nature? Now, distilled water is good for certain types of therapeutic things, right? But a lot of people get confused between therapeutic and then non-therapeutic. Therapeutic means you're using it for a specific thing. Like for certain homeopathic remedies or maybe certain tinctures, you need to use distilled water.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to have any information in there. You don't want to have any additives in there, so because you just need that water to be a transporter, right? But to drink it every single day, I mean, where in nature is it? I have not seen it in ancient systems where drinking, distilled water. Maybe, but I have not seen it. So I'm not a big fan of distilled water if it's not for therapeutic reasons.
Right, and alkaline water was huge.
Again, if
where can we find alkaline water in nature?
No. You'll see in nature there are different levels of alkalinity, but when you look at, let's say, miracle water, have you heard of healing water, miracle water? Okay, so different parts of the world, they have waters that they've found that cure people or helps people live a very long time. The common
like the fountain of youth, I think blessed water?
Or blessed water that's coming from a church, and there are different parts of the world where they have those waters.
Yep.
So what they found were like the Hunza water is one of them, the Hunza River. The thing that they found in common was that the amount of vibrancy or the structure of the water is very, very high. That was the common denominator, not about alkaline or non-alkaline, right? It's the structure. So like I said, to me, it's first structured. If you want to drink alkaline, go ahead. There are pros and cons to alkaline water, but because our stomach, for example, if your stomach is too alkaline, what would happen? Won't be able to digest
function
food.
so well, yeah.
Right. Your skin needs to be slightly acidic.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If it's alkaline totally, then it's not good for the skin.
And
right?
Plus, it doesn't taste good. To me, I'm repelled by the taste.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know a lot of people are into the alkaline acidic, but, so that's why you start with structured, and you're probably going to get, you don't want to drink totally acid water. I mean, that's going to kill you. Right. But it doesn't have to be highly alkaline.
Right. Okay.
So how much water should you drink? You'll find out when you start drinking structured water and your system starts to recognize it and starts to absorb it, and you say, oh, I don't need this much. Now, I heard this saying from a yogic master, and he said that drinking too much water changes the mineral balance in your brain. If you drink too much, or if you're constantly sipping. He says if you're sipping on water, your body never knows or did you drink enough. And he says when you drink too much water, you have it lowers the amount of the minerals in your brain, and it causes all kinds of health conditions. So you shouldn't overdrink either. Dr. Yuan says if you drink too much water, it makes you gain weight. You shouldn't be drinking too much water.
Dang. Personally, for me, my journey is that I've been drinking too much. I just noticed the condition of my skin has changed. So I'm gonna get back to drinking more of my water at home. I've been drinking a lot of tea, and the texture of my
tea is okay. Tea is good too.
Mm.
It's herbal tea.
No, I'm drinking bubble tea.
Oh, okay. Well,
without the bubbles. But and yeah, I just noticed that my skin condition has changed. It's
try getting a structured water shower filter.
Right.
And then see what happens.
Is that under the same thing, Structured Water Technologies?
Yeah, they have their for the shower and for not shower.
It's really expensive. Oh yeah, but it's worth it. Will it?
So when I travel, I take my shower one. I have it hooked up in the shower.
Yeah.
I take my shower one. I unscrew the thing. I screw my thing in there, and that's what I shower with.
Really? I have no idea how.
It's about this size, something like this.
Yeah.
For the shower.
Right.
So you can take it anywhere.
But where do you fix it?
The shower head. You unscrew the shower head.
Yeah.
You have to see. Some of them you can't. And then you screw it on the shower head and then you use it.
And then you put your shower head.
Yeah. Or you don't have to. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I wonder if you have the shower head because you need to change the how the water comes out.
Yeah, and that's it.
Oh, and so it's very similar. I mean, from the looks of it, it looks really similar to. Oh, so there are two knobs. So one is you can.
Yeah. Exactly. Very simple. Takes 30 seconds, maybe less, maybe more. You just unscrew, and it's done. It's on.
Do you know what's the difference between the regular purchase and the dynamic purchase? I'm looking at Structured Water Technologies.
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
They have different ones. They have different companies there. The one I use is the blue one.
Yep.
But they're both different. That's the one I chose.
You chose. Is it the same company, Structured Water Technologies?
Yeah. They just sell different ones.
Yeah, but it seems to be they're sharing the white one right now. So I think if people want to.
Yeah, they have different colors.
Right. Only
You
white
know,
ones available now. But anyway, maybe it's a
it's the
different
same
one.
thing. It's just the color. That's all.
Okay, good to know. I will definitely try that out because I've noticed the condition of my skin has changed. I drink a lot more teas now, and I've noticed maybe it's also the makeup that I've been doing quite a bit of modeling, so my skin, like yeah. So I'm just having to go back. And also, I wanted to ask you this other question. So the answer to everyone about what kind of water to drink is structured water. And structured water is equivalent to water being energized. So that's the water to drink. And with regards to information, we can add on information to the water by adding a slice of organic lemon, slice of organic lime, some mint leaves. It would make the water
Or
taste really
blessing the water. Yeah, blessing the water. Yeah,
or what?
you can bless the water.
You can bless the water, give a prayer, write beautiful words on the cup. I think that would be good, right? And then to feel good thoughts and feel good thoughts or send good thoughts to your water just before drinking it. That all that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And the quantity of water is personal. Do you wait till you're thirsty or you just drink? Like, how do you keep track of your water intake?
Generally, I wait until I'm thirsty. Generally, yeah.
That is so, like, out there they said, I've heard maybe Dr. Oz, I can't remember who it was, but it's like, don't wait till you're thirsty to drink, right? They're saying drink more.
Well, according to the yogic sciences, you're actually supposed, when you're thirsty, you wait a little bit. When you feel thirsty, you wait a little bit and then you drink.
Oh, okay. Why?
That's the best way for it to absorb into your body. But that's their way of doing it. You wait, then. I think it's also a way for not to overdrink. But also, when you wake up in the morning, then yeah, you drink some water too, right? Even though you don't feel thirsty, you drink water. You got to rehydrate from the night.
Why do you? I mean, for me, that's what I do. I can't remember why I do that.
No, because throughout the night you're sweating or whatever, you're rehydrating, right? And it also helps flush out the toxins out of your system. So you drink some water. Just make sure it's not cold water.
Right.
Got to be room temperature or warm water, not cold water.
Okay, like never drink ice drinks.
It's not never, but don't make it 80-90% of what you're drinking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because cold water will slow down your digestion. So then.
Right, and the quantity of water.
So basically, the quantity of water you have to figure out for yourself how much that is. So the more if you have really high quality, I call it highly energized or structured water, you'll find that you need to drink less and less water. If the water that you're drinking is not good quality, you're going to be drinking more and more. But if you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables in its raw form, then you'll find you won't need as much.
What about?
But again, the key point is what type of fruits and vegetables are you eating, right? Because if you're eating GMO vegetables, it's more towards chaotic than structured, right? Because it's still liquid. And then if you're drinking coffee, then coffee is a diuretic, then you got to drink more.
Yeah, and tea too is also a diuretic. And right. The thing is,
and sodas, pop sodas, all sugary stuff, drinks are also a diuretic. So if you're drinking that, then you got to drink more.
So I really was experimenting recently, like, I don't know, I just wanting to be strong to everything and then like just experimenting. And then I started drinking soft drinks and it tastes nice, but after that I just feel odd. I don't feel good. Yeah. But I can understand it's addictive because maybe it's the taste, it's the sparkle, it's the, yeah.
And if you're drinking water versus sparkling stuff, straight up water is more hydrating than sparkling stuff.
How come?
Because if I remember correctly, the sugar, you get that spike and it dehydrates you, and then you go drink again and drink again.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in conclusion, what is the best water to drink?
In conclusion, everybody, structured water, which is energized water. Yeah, and I said you can always add information to the water, bless the water, give prayers, an affirmation. For me, I love this mug of mine. I got it from Wales, and I remember when I was in Wales on the Mount Snowdon, I felt a lot of strength. And every time I see this cup, I think of the time that I was there, and I think strong, and I want some strength. And red also, you know, it's about strength and courage. And I keep thinking that whenever I see this cup, so I feel this way, and I think I'm energizing, I'm giving this information to the cup, to the water that I'm drinking.
And by the way, I just want to mention, there are scientists today that have come up with machines
Yep.
to actually measure the water of how energized it is, or how structured it is.
That would be so cool to be in that.
So they have machines that measure that. So when they say that this water here is 200 times more X than tap water, or the water, I forgot the exact places. I have it in my course, but I give the exact numbers. This water is like 40 times more vibrant than tap water. 40,000 times more vibrant than tap water. Imagine, 40,000 times. And they're able to measure it with these.
Well, maybe Singapore test water is better. I don't know. It'll be really fun. Like, I'm curious where this lab is. So interesting. I would love to be in that lab. I hope this lab exists near me.
No, it's a machine. Maybe you can buy the machine. I don't know. I forgot the guy's name.
But nothing beats knowing the founders and talking to the founders and the scientists
Right.
themselves. You know, like this information is so like foreign. The information is foreign. When I'm just looking at the website and seeing all the benefits that they write about, you know, it feels foreign. It's one thing to read it. So for me, I can only rely on myself and how I feel after I drink the water. You know, that's the best indicator, because for me, it's like I've stopped listening to advertisements, or it sounds really good and I try it for myself and I'm like, I don't think so. So
that's why I use my foundation based on ancient systems. Ancient systems talk about energized water, so that's what I go by, and then from there I can experiment. You know, because they have been doing it for thousands of years, and then I see the miracle waters and the healing waters and the longevity waters around the world. They're all what do you call it? Energized water or structured water.
Yep.
So if it's good for healing, why wouldn't it be good for everyday life? You know.
Right.
Why change it if it's working well? You know.
And I think it's just the fundamentally most important thing, because first there's air, and then there's water, and then there's food and movement, right? So it's like the basics of, like, I feel at the end of the day, get back to basics, and it's in line with ancient practices, you know, the keys to health, healthy living and vibrant living. Yeah, let's get back to basics, get a good foundation, right?
Yeah, so if people want to start with something in their health, water is probably the big one, because
a really good start.
Right, because 72% of your water is made of the water element, according to
72% of your body is made up of water, and 90%
of the water element, and 99% of our molecules, according to modern scientists, is made up, 99% of your molecules are made
Cell,
up of
right?
water.
Not molecule. Cell?
No, molecules, which is smaller than the cell.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, research it. I didn't come up with it. This is the modern scientists came up with it.
And different parts of our body has different water levels as well. So,
But yeah.
wait, that doesn't make sense because there are many different kinds of molecules. So, it'd be really nice to.
They say every molecule inside your body, 99% of it is made of water. That's what the scientists say.
So you're saying the fats, the proteins, the keratin, for example. Keratin is like made our nails and our hair. That shouldn't have a lot of water. Okay, shows us something else.
No, 99% of it, because it's tiny. So 99% of it is water. And the rest is whatever it is.
What?
The 1% is something else.
Please
So
dig out this science and share with me. I'm fascinated.
it's in my program, the Vibrant Life Extension.
So only the best program that Hayam Alexander has developed called Vibrant Life Extension Masterclass, Ancient Secrets to Health and Longevity. And it's a fantastic program, hands down. I tried the method and I veered off. Like, I'm going to try other things, right? I'm going to try other things. And then I still remember, just for everyone to know, I remember following the methods, and I'm a very lazy student, so I just do for a little while. So I followed the method in June, and I felt super, super, super strong in June. And then in July, I joined a boot camp, and I do whatever. I joined a boot camp, and I tell you, my health and my vibrancy is like the whole month going down, down, down. I'm aching, I'm sore, I'm in pain. And then I fall sick at the end of the month. I'm like, okay, eliminate. I'm going back to ancient practices. Stop listening to the collective. Yeah.
But the key thing that I have in this program is that after every lesson, you get action steps. And when one implements the action steps, within 2 weeks, they'll experience significant improvement. So it really doesn't matter what I'm sharing there. You know, when they do the action steps, they'll know that it works. So and so that's how I have each lesson set up. So when they implement the following lesson, within 2 weeks, they'll experience significant improvement.
So it's worth checking out, people.
If they're looking for vibrant health, they'll experience that like pretty quickly.
Yeah. So if you're healthy, get the program. If you're not healthy, if you know someone who's not and who wants to get back to being healthy and strong, do check out the link that is going to be there in the comments, not in comments, in the description. Okay. So thanks.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time.